I said, how am I bid'ah? He said, when you read Quran, you do bid'ah. I said, how? I said, listen to me. The Sahabas, when they put the Quran together, when Uthman put the Quran together, radiallahu anhu, and he put it in such a writing where 7 different dialects can be read. One is ta'lamun and one is ya'lamun. Now you tell me, brothers, ta'lamun, how many dots have you got for ta'lamun? In the ta? 2. At the top or bottom? Top. How many dots have you got for ya'lamun? 2. Top or bottom? You got a problem there, haven't you? You want to collate both of them into one recitation. You've got a choice. You put the 2 dots at the top, they become ta'lamun. You put the 2 dots at the bottom, it becomes ya'lamun. You can't do anything. You can't put 4 dots there. Ta'lamun. You can't do that. And I asked the brother, where's the dots? He says, it's got to be at the bottom or the top, innit? I said, no, you're wrong, my friend. Bid'ah. He never used any dots. They had no dots. That's how he's able to compile all 7 into one writing. There was no dots in the Quran, in the Mus'haf of Uthman radiallahu anhu, that he made 7 copies of and he sent it to the 7 provinces of the Muslim Empire. There was not a single dot in the entire Quran. So I tell this guy, you bid'ah, when you say ahasi bannas, that's got a ba, it's got a little dot on it. That's bid'ah. And then the further thing from that, you got a fatha, kasra, dhamma. Where did all that come from? Bid'ah. Seriously, you think about this. You think about this carefully. Not everything is in the Quran and Sunnah. We've got certain things in the deen. They've allowed this. Why have they allowed this to be done? Because people later on came to the deen. They found it difficult to read without dots. You tell me to read without dots, I'm going to make loads of mistakes. I tell you to read without the fatha and the dhamma and the kasra, you're going to make several mistakes. That's exactly what happened when the Sahaba saw certain people do this, and the Tabi'in later on, what they did is they started to add these things inside the Quran to make it easy for people to make these things. So my brothers, cut a long story short, not everything that you don't find in the Quran and Sunnah becomes bid'ah. Be careful in what you say. Yes, there are many things that you don't find that can become bid'ah, but not everything. Okay, so this fiqh, I said to you from the poster there, there's certain groups that have a difference of opinion in jurisprudence. This got worse as time went. But they were not wrong in their sense. Because where Abdullah bin Mas'ud went, he taught his next, you know sometimes you go to one place and then you have one person that becomes a unique person amongst your students. Abdullah bin Mas'ud, amongst his students, Alqamah radiallahu anhu became a unique student. After the demise of Abdullah bin Mas'ud, Alqamah became the reference, just like Abdullah bin Mas'ud. In Iraq, you had to go to Alqamah after that to get the knowledge and the ocean of knowledge of hadith, Quran, Sunnah and so on. After Alqamah's demise, it became Ibrahim an-Nakha'i. He became the next big reference. People went to him. And why wouldn't you go to him? And I'm not saying there was no other imam in Iraq. No. Listen, let me tell you how this philosophy works. Yeah, you see all these little shops there? Yeah, all these corner shops there, and you got loads of shops on this Romford Road. You got too many shops there, my friend. One opens a kebab shop, and another 10 opens kebab shops. This guy, his business is ruined, man. Guys, you want to open a business? I'm just on the side. I'm saying, you want to open a business? Yeah, please be considerate with your brothers. Yeah, just because the guy made some money in one street, don't open another 5 next door to him. Because you're not going to make it easy for him. You're not going to make it easy for yourself. You're going to all become redundant. Right? Please. Yeah, it's called Indian business. So what happens is, you got all these shops down the road there. Suddenly, one big shop is going to come. Big market shop. Let's say you've got a big Asda that opens just here. And now Asda's cutting the prices. Asda's got everything in one store. One store. Low prices, you get loads of stuff in one store. People naturally will go to the big store. True or not? And the little businesses, over time, they're going to be suffering. The same thing happens with ilm and knowledge. When you've got several scholars, and one scholar is the big scholar, then the other scholars, people won't always go to them. They'll go to them, but not always, because the big scholar is around. When they go to the big scholar, they get everything in one plate, one stop. So why not go to him? I'll get the hadith, I'll get the tafsir, I'll get quotation, I'll get the weak hadith, the strong hadith, I'll get any other interpretation, I'll get all of it from him. That's what happened to Abdullah bin Mas'ud when he was around in Iraq. That's what happened with Alqamah when he was around and others were around him as well. That's what happened to Ibrahim al-Nakhi. And after that comes Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah. He became the big reference. There were many, many madhahib. Listen, madhabs, don't be scared of the word madhab, because there were loads of madhabs. There was hundreds of madhabs. There's the madhab of Awza'i, madhab of Sufyan al-Thawri, there was madhab of Waqi' and madhab of Ibrahim and madhab of Fulan. There's loads of, like today you've got loads of stores. Eventually, you have 4 big supermarkets. You've got Asda, Sainsbury's, Tesco, Morrison's, killing everyone else off. True or not? Wish there was a Muslim. But anyway, true or not? Yeah, that's what happens over time. So over time what happened is, in Medina the same thing was happening. When Umar radiallahu anhu, when his son Abdullah bin Umar, when Aisha radiallahu anha, when they were around in Medina, they were the biggest references. When they passed away, Abdullah bin Umar, one of his shining students was Nafi'. Nafi'. And Nafi', he became a shining student. One of his shining students became Imam Malik radiallahu anhu. And when Imam Malik was in Medina, they say there was 7 great muftis in Medina. But while Imam Malik was in Medina, no one dared give a fatwa. None of the other muftis would dare write a fatwa because Imam Malik is around. La yufta wa Imam Malik fil Medina. That's how great he was in terms of his knowledge. Over time what happens is these people stored so much knowledge. Same thing happened with Imam Shafi, same thing happened with Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Over time what happens is that the others, they die away slowly. You forget, you don't get their principles, you don't get their books written, you don't get their whole system in one place. And therefore slowly people walk away and they forget them and they're left in the pages of history. That's exactly what happened. So all these Imams, including, if today anyone has got, even Imam Ja'far, the Shias, accept him. And we, as Sunnis, we also accept that Imam as a valid source of fiqh. We don't say that he was on the wrong pathway. No, we say that he was on the right pathway. After him, different ikhtilafat came out that certain Shias, not all Shias, certain Shias started to be branded as those who are non-Muslim. But there's a lot of Shias who are Muslim, and if you get time, we'll come to that. But that is also a valid fiqh. Today, you've got people. The brother comes to me and he asked me a question once. He said to me, brother, what happens in this mas'ala of talaq? I said to the brother, do you want the Hanafi, the Hanbali, the Maliki, the Shafi? What do you want? He said, astaghfirullah akhi. I ask you from Quran Sunnah, you give me a Hanafi, Shafi. What's this Hanafi, Shafi business? So now I had a case on my hands. I had to deal with it. I'm not saying the brother's wrong, but I had to make him understand. So I said to the brother, okay, brother, when you've got a problem, this was about 10 years ago, okay? When you got a problem, brother, who do you turn to? Which scholars do you go to? So he said, like for example, I go read the books of Shaykh Albani, rahimahullah. I go and read the books of Shaykh bin Baz. I reference, he that time was alive, yeah. Shaykh bin Baz, rahimahullah. I look at Shaykh Fulan, Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyah, rahimahullah. I said, okay, fine. Then you follow the madhab of these people. That's your madhab. He said, astaghfirullah. Don't give me no astaghfirullah. You following madhab means a direction. When a person follows the Hanafi madhab, they don't follow Abu Hanifa. I don't care what the Prophet says. Abu Hanifa, Abu Hanifa, Abu Hanifa. The guy's not, up there, he follows the understanding of Imam Abu Hanifa, which he understood from the sources, from all the scholars he had in his time, and from their understanding from the scholars they got from the Tabi'een, and from the Tabi'een's understanding like Alqama radiallahu anhu from Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, and from Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, his understanding from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what it is. The same in the Maliki madhab, the same in the Shafi, they've all got chains which they link up to. So you, brother, you are taking Shaykh Albani and Shaykh bin Baz and Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahumullah, their understanding of the deen in a particular direction from what they got from their shaykhs and their shaykhs and their shaykhs up to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're just the same as me. The brother understood. And then I gave him the answer. The brother understood. Now I have space in my heart for all these brothers. A brother doesn't want to follow a madhab. Please brothers, don't force him to follow a madhab. I'll make it quite clear what I'm trying to say to you here. If you follow a madhab, it's a very good thing. I'll tell you why I follow a madhab. I'm a Hanafi. I follow the Hanafi madhab. You know why?